Hello guys, today we gonna dive deep into a concept that will supercharge your decision making on the board. It is candidate moves. Whether you are a beginner or intermediate or even advanced player, mastering this technique, mastering candidate moves, it will help you analyze positions more effectively, avoiding blunders and discover powerful winning opportunities. So, what are the candidate moves? Candidate moves are the strongest potential moves you can make in a given position. They are not guaranteed to be the absolute best moves, but they warrant serious consideration because they offer clear benefits. So, we are not analyzing every single move on the board. This is a big disaster. It's time consuming and it leads to confusion. Candidate moves act as a filter, helping you focus on the most promising options. So how to find the candidate moves? There are no magic formula to picking a candidate moves, but there are a key principles of thinking or to analyze the candidate moves. The first thing we gonna look is the checks, the most forcing moves. Checks, then the second thing comes the captures. Then the third thing in thinking orders is the threat moves. So we gonna calculate first the checks, the most forcing moves, then the captures and the threat moves. Repeat after me because you will forget when you play. Checks, then captures, and finally threat moves. Don't start calculation with threat moves, but check, then captures, then threat moves. I repeated a lot because a lot of my students forget about it and I had to write it down on a paper and make him stick the paper on the wall of his room. So again, checks, captures, and threats. So in this position, it's white's turn. There is a lot of moves, but we must think about the candidate moves. So where is the checks in this position? Actually, it's a three checks. Bishop takes f7, knight go to h6 check, and knight go to f6 check. Bishop takes f7 is useless because we can take with our rook and we are completely safe. So bishop takes isn't a good answer. What about the other two checks with the knight? Knight goes to h6 check. Queen can capture easily and we are winning as black. So another check with the knight, but again we can capture this, and after pawn takes, queen takes, and the position is completely fine for black. So without taking a long time to calculate, we calculated the three checks and they are useless. So let's go to the second option, which is captures. The only capture available in this position is queen takes knight. Is this hanged queen? Yes, but you can't see the upcoming after queen takes queen. It's a free queen. The killer knight come with a fork, the king and the queen, and we can easily win with the pawn majority. Another example to demonstrate the concept behind the candidate moves. Let's go. So the candidate moves is capture. No, my friend is when thinking about candidate moves, let's think about the check first. Check, capture, threat. Don't go for g6, threatening to checkmate, but first calculate all the checks on the board. So the first check in this position is queen to h2 check. It's hilarious and it's a wrong move because our king can take easily. So the second check available is rook takes g2 with a check. It's a forcing move, but if the king go to h1, I can give him a checkmate with my queen. If the king capture back the rook like this, I can easily give him a checkmate with just 4 moves. This is the question of today's video. Write the answer if you know in the comment. So guys, the next exercise is gonna be a little bit interesting. So think about the principles that we know. Here white to move and you have to calculate first the check moves, then the captures and the threats. The only checks I see is queen takes rook and another one, queen to g7 check. Queen takes rook is a blunder move because I can easily capture this queen, and after pushing this pawn trying to promoting, I can escape in h1 and black is winning, white is losing. So the other check is queen to g7 check. Black here has two options. If he took with the bishop, I can easily checkmate him in just one move. Discovered check, double check with the pawn. He can't take this pawn because it's protected by the knight. So he will take it with the rook, and then again I can deliver double check, and after the king escape to g8, I can easily checkmate him with the rook h8 checkmate. The next exercise, as you see, black isn't in a good position. This white bishop forking the queen and the rook. So what we gonna do? Again, thinking about the candidate moves, and first we gonna look to the checks and then captures and the threat moves. So where is the checks here? Thanks to the bishop, it's have a good control for the diagonal, and I can reach the king and give him a check. So we can exclude the checks from our thinking process. So the second option we have to consider is capturing. Where is the thing I can capture here? I can capture the pawn with either this pawn or the c pawn, but after this I will cry after losing my queen. So capturing this pawn is disaster. The other capture here is rook takes this pawn. Is it a free rook? Yes, it is a free rook, but we are under the pressure of this bishop. So rook takes pawn. If the bishop takes the queen, I can easily capture this queen, and it is completely winning for black. So white have to take this rook, and I can give him a check after taking his bishop, and the position is completely winning for black. The next position is really interesting. So what we have here? Let's analyze black's position. This rook isn't in a good position because the bishop is hitting this diagonal, okay? And this bishop isn't active because it's blocked by its pawn, and the rook is outside the play. So on the other hand, white have a lot of activity here. The black is fully control the file, and the bishop is very good bishop looking to the king, and the knight can also jump here taking this outpost. So what are the candidate moves? Is there any check I can give? Yes, there are one in the back rank with my rook here, but queen can capture the rook, okay? I know that you may think about doubling up the rooks, making the rook go to e2 and then double up the rook to the other rook to e1 and give him a check like this. Okay, it's a very sound good idea, but not in the top list of the candidate moves. It's a threat move. You have to think and calculate first the capture move, okay? So the capture here is queen takes this pawn, sacrificing the queen, and after queen takes, I can easily give him a checkmate. Thanks to this sniper bishop, rook have to go to f8 and then checkmate.
Hey, check this video out to make sure that you get more important information to bring your chess to the next level.